All right, guys, so if you have a Buick with a 2.0 turbo and you have a P00C6 code, then this video is for you. I'll get right to it and show you what we found in the fix.
Hello, we have here a 2016 Buick Regal. It's got that 2.0 turbo engine. Customer states that the car has a long crank and sometimes it won't even start. No engine codes, no history codes, nothing. Let's see what it does right now. Crank, 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 crank. Finally starts after 7, 8, 10 seconds of cranking. It starts, and whoa, now we have a check engine light. So we'll go ahead and scan it, and then we'll see what it tells us, and we'll go from there. Let's try this again. Crank, crank, long crank, and it starts. Super long crank. 2016 Buick Regal 2.0. We'll go ahead and scan it and see what that check engine light brings back, and then we'll get right to it. Thank you. All right, guys, so I have a quick update on the 2016 Buick Regal. Fires up right away like it should. So it turns out that everything kept pointing to the high pressure fuel pump, and the customer kept saying it was just replaced, it was just replaced. And indeed, I mean, when we were checking it out, we could see that it looked fresh. It looked like a new pump. So every single test kept saying, to us, indicating that this pump was at fault. So we decided to pull the pump out. To our surprise, it was an aftermarket high pressure pump. It failed internally. We replaced it with an original equipment pump. Fire right away, and now the problem is fixed. No more codes. It's running like it should. Again, it had a very long crank and almost a no start. Kept getting a low fuel rail pressure code. And now if we look at the readings now from the scanner, let's see, there you go. Desired fuel rail pressure 391, and we are 391, 377, 391. So it's right where it should be. Before the readings, desired pressure was 390, 400, depending on what the engine computer was looking for. But the actual fuel rail pressure was at like 40, 45, bouncing up and down from 40, 50, 60, 70, maximum of like 90. And then you would crank it long enough that it will jump to about 100. That's when it would start, but it was running really bad. So there you have it. Again, I'm not showing the procedure. I'm sure that if you're looking at this, you know how to change this pump. So even though the customer said it was brand new, which it was, never look past that. If you keep going back to, hey, this might be the problem, somebody else touched it. So in this case, they installed the wrong, I shouldn't say the wrong, but an low quality high pressure fuel pump, and that was the whole problem. Hopefully this video helps. Thank you so much.